Hey guys, my anxiety a daily diary. It is Monday, the 4th of December. It's about 7:30 p.m. Um, as you can see, I'm in my garage. I figured I would record tonight. I do want to record going forward every day. I mean, more than more than once every 3 months, like what just happened. A few times a week at least, you know. Um, if I don't have anything to say, I probably won't post. But anytime I feel like I need to say something, I'm gonna just record. Sound good? I actually got a comment. It's funny. I recorded the video on Saturday. I didn't post up till yesterday, but I noticed yesterday I got a comment on a way older video. It's my video that has probably the most views because probably because of the title. I put "Stop Googling Yourself," and he posted about that. If you're watching now, I replied to him and had a back and forth. And yeah, it's tough. I'm addicted to it myself. I'll be honest. I am completely and utterly addicted to Googling symptoms. I didn't do it today. I'm trying to really not do it. I'm trying to really not react to my physical symptoms. It's tough. I had a good run. I had like a good, several months of very low anxiety and sort of being able to just be very present and mindful and accepting of the symptoms, etc. And then, when I go to sleep at night, when I wake up in the morning, I kind of have like this like shaky kind of thing I do. I don't know. I kind of like pulse a little bit. And so Thanksgiving night, I go to sleep. When I wake up an hour and something changed later. Just like my arms, my legs just kind of like pulsing, vibrating, shaking. Not good. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. There's no way around. I was really scared. But I woke up. I immediately started googling. Why is this? Blah blah. And one of the things that came up is if you are a vegetarian or an alcoholic, which I'm a vegetarian, about to be full on vegan. I'll get to that in a second. It's a B12 deficiency, so that I locked onto that one. That was probably the least scary one. There's a lot of neurological ones. I mean, listen, Google isn't a doctor. Just that simple. Google is not a doctor. It's not examining you, and it is just open for interpretation. So whatever you type might lead you because of keywords to a certain page. It's mostly forums. We've all done this. If you haven't done this, don't. But those of us who have, lead you to forums or WebMD or some anxiety-free type, page, and it never works. Because if you get the thing you want, you think, oh, well, I just picked the nicest one. Let me try again. And really pick the shitty one, the one I think it is. The stroke, heart attack, cancer one. That's the one. That's my flavor. So I was doing that all weekend and not good. So I woke up, I went to the doctor. They recommend I go to see a cardiologist because I want to just rule out, any kind of heart issues. I went to the cardiologist this past Friday. I recorded the before of the last video there, and then I recorded the after the next day. And I just kind of got distracted the rest of that day. I was actually not in the mood to record. I just was, how we get. And she put me on the EKG and talked to me, and they tested my blood pressure. Everything's good, but there is a slight palpitation I get when I take deep breaths. And she told me, this is her words. She wants to make sure that there are certain arteries at the bottom of the heart. She wants to make sure they're getting enough oxygen. So she recommends I stop smoking, which I did. It's only been a few days. I don't want to really talk about it much. I'm not really missing them too much. But I quit smoking. Again, I did it a few months ago for about 3 months and then started again because I got complacent, and I'm not going to talk about it. I quit. They want to schedule me for a stress test, which they haven't gotten back to me. I forgot to call them today. I got to remember to call them tomorrow. She wants me to take a stress test and also then do a sonogram with my heart just to make sure, I'm sure there's mild blockage. I mean, I'm 34 years old. I've eaten a lot of crap, smoked cigarettes for about 12 years. There's going to be some, I guess like any fat American is going to have some kind of blockage. However, just prior to that, prior to me going to all last week, I was having like these symptoms of like a tension in my neck, tension in my jaw. It would go down my neck, especially if I look down, staring at my phone. You're always like kind of like going like this, you kind of fucking with all the muscles, and just had these sensations in my shoulder, my arms. I mean, it's today, yesterday have been really, really good actually. Saturday I was having the symptoms a lot. So yesterday a little bit, today not so much. Even yesterday, not too much. Are they completely psychosomatic? Maybe. With anxiety, it's so, it's just, are your symptoms real or are they just, manifestations of anxiety? The fact of the matter is there's no way to tell. If you're really concerned, you have to go to go get checked out. That's the issue. We know that, and as hypochondriac, I'm a hypochondriac, health anxiety, whatever you want to call it. You run to the doctor, you take some deep breaths. I mean, basically, if you're like doing something, you're exerting yourself, and you start having heart attack symptoms, you might be having a heart attack. If you stop doing that thing, then you stop having the symptoms, it's probably, a heart-related issue. So go get yourself checked out. If it just passes with breathing exercises and mindfulness, like right now, even now, my left arm, for some reason, I don't know if I'm getting a breeze. I'm in my garage here. It's probably some kind of air flow. I find that I'm hypersensitive. I'm getting like a sensation in my arm. I'm still having minor, throughout the whole year, I've had these balance issues, which I think are completely related to my back, my leg muscles, and I need to really probably exercise a bit. But even wearing the shirt, the way it sits on my neck, the sensation isn't of the shirt. It gives you a sensation in a roundabout area. I feel like I'm just very hypersensitive to a lot of stuff. And I allow myself to, like if I'm gritting my teeth, I'm not even noticing it, and then my jaw kind of gets tense, or it's, something crazy serious. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's crazy to talk about and hear it, but there is no guarantee, there is no definite, you may be having a heart attack, but most likely you're having anxiety. Most likely it's something harmless. That's what you need to tell yourself. But don't Google yourself. What I want to talk about today is that, yeah, I am feeling better. I haven't eaten meat in months. Matter of fact, my last video, before the video I posted yesterday, because I just looked at it today, was 2 weeks after I stopped eating meat. And that was about over 3 months ago. So it's close to 4 months now, and about there. No meat. And I just bought some vegan cheese because, I'm trying to stay away from the more processed foods. My weakness is pizza. So that's my biggest weakness. I love cheese. Dairy is going to be harder than meat. But I had pizza today. I had vegan pizza. I showed the picture in yesterday's video. It was delicious. It was really good. The mozzarella cheese that's from I forget the brand now. It's off the top of my head. It's really good. It's really good melty on food. I had some today. I bought some today from Whole Foods, and it's all right. The cream cheese they make is actually really good. It's basically, it's a processed food. It's basically like margarine. It's mostly vegetable oils. It's coconut oil, safflower oil. I mean, they might be not terrible for you, these things, but it's not as bad as like Country Crock. But when it comes to vegan, the processed foods are still processed foods. But I do need some kind of a cheese spread. I will need some kind of something, to substitute a dairy. For the most part, my diet is a lot of beans, bread, and, fruits and vegetables. Lots of fruits and vegetables. Throughout the day, I eat like hummus and I eat, raw carrots and string beans and apples. I eat 3 apples a day usually. I just put a papaya, which I'll bring to lunch tomorrow. So I have been on the path, excuse me, of eating better, and I'm just taking it even further now. I'm getting ahead of it. I had a conversation with a friend on Friday. Yeah, on Friday after the doctor. It's just it's just a matter of you want to be mindful. You want to be accepting. I want to accept the reality. I want to accept the moment. Accept. However, I'm finding, or I have found, that it's tough to accept when it's some aspect of your reality is you fooling yourself, or you making exceptions that are not totally like true. I mean, how do I describe it? So I've started smoking again. I stopped smoking for about 3 months, um, and then probably around June I started smoking again, or yeah, it had to be because the last doctor, what I thought was my last doctor's visit in May, um, I was still not smoking, so it had to be, let's say, June. So I smoked from all of June, July, August, September, October, and a lot of November, all of November. So for 6 more months, 5, 6 more months. Um, because I thought like, I'm fine, so I can just go back to smoking. I didn't smoke more than a pack a day, so I just rationalized it. However, every cigarette I smoked, I always did this. Being a hypochondriac, you check yourself. I'm always checking my throat, feeling, always feeling, checking. So every day, that cigarette was just triggering some kind of anxiety, even if it was subtle. It was subtle, but it was there. And you're sort of fooling yourself, thinking like, well, I can it's nothing. It's not there. It's not cancer. It's not this. It's not that. It's not this. Not, you just fought with yourself. And the rationalization would convince yourself until anxiety started bubbling up. And then you knew it was in there. It wasn't the thing. It wasn't like I would have anxiety because I was smoking. I mean, that would definitely be part of, it could at times be the straw that broke the camel's back. It could. If I had a really rough day and then I was smoking a lot and I was like, oh, cigarettes, and it could have been. But it usually wasn't. But it was in the stew of all the things that were really bugging me. And I always, you always, every conversation you have with smokers and with non-smokers, like, yeah, I know, I'm gonna quit, and you just like light another one up. And don't get me wrong, I love cigarettes. I think they're amazing. I love everything about them, except for the fact that they clog your arteries and give you cancer and make you cough and wheeze and feel like shit and inflamed, and all the ingredients kill you in one way or another. But other than that, I love them. But of course, the plan is always to like not smoke. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm getting a little congested, but yeah. So I'm fucking with stuff over here. Sorry about that. I'm really gonna stick, to not smoking. And once I get past the third day, which will be tomorrow, the nicotine cravings really get limited. Really shrink a lot. And then once you hit the 1 month mark, or the week or 2 week mark, it gets better and better and better. I did it for 3 months. I mean, I'm probably always going to want a cigarette. I'm sure down the line, I'll have one here and there. And even thinking that makes me mad. Like, yeah, I'll quit for 3 months and then I'll have one here and one there. And then a pack. And then, and then you just right back onto it. So I can't, but, it's just one of those things. And you got to just be focused on it. Or not focused on it, basically. As far as my diet, yeah, I haven't had meat in months, and everyone's like, "Oh, you feel better? You feel?" And as far as my digestion is concerned, that's better because if I don't, I go to the bathroom every day. Now that I stopped eating meat, like every single day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. But there are some days where I don't go, but I'll definitely go the next day, and you actually will like see your food, like in the toilet. I don't want to be gross, but like with meat, I don't know. I just feel like that stuff was in you longer, and it just led you down the path of foodborne illnesses, whether it was food poisoning or just the cold in general. And just, it's not so much about like saving animals and being mad that animals are being killed, even though I do think it's kind of shitty. And as time goes on and I get older, not just because I stopped eating meat, but yeah, I just feel like, well, do we have to do that? Like, do we have to bash a pig over the head? Just like the whole like industrial side of it. Like, it just is gross. It's not like you're going to a butcher and he's taking a pig and killing it for you and your family. And I'm sure a lot of people are against even that, but there's a difference there, even though, again, part of me, the larger part of my brain thinks we don't need to do it. And I'm not even saying like, just We don't need to do it. There's no need to eat the meat. We can get all our food elsewhere. So why not just do that? Dairy, same thing. It's just, you can tell me all the bad things about it, bite into a chunk of Gouda, and then, tell me you feel guilty. Yes, in the back of my brain, I always felt a little like, oh, fuck, why, but I still, oh, God, jeez. But today was my last day. Legit last day of dairy. I had, I got home, I got back to the warehouse today. There was pizza. I had 2 slices of pizza. Plus, I had the beans that I was going to just have for lunch. I had some red kidney beans. I got home. I realized we were having French onion soup for dinner, homemade. Cheese on top, bread, and then fresh mozzarella balls. Those people who live in New York will understand. Like fresh mozzarella from the bakery or the deli is amazing. Slice that, put it on bread with some balsamic glaze. Not the vinegar, the glaze. Maybe some tomato. A lot of cheese, a lot of bread. Very filling. Terrible for you, however, delicious and amazing. And I had it. And I bought just so happened, coincidentally, I did not know I was having that for dinner. I bought my vegan cheese today. I got to work early today. I was like, there's only 2 Whole Foods on all of Long Island. One is not too far from where I live, and the other one's way in Nassau County. So I went to the one that's in Lake Grove, for those of you guys on the island who are watching. And Whole Foods is amazing. It's super expensive, and it has fucking everything. If you walk around Whole Foods, you want it just to, I always want to go down every aisle, but I just don't have the time. I was sweaty, I was gross, I have to work, so I just got what I wanted, got a few assorted items, and left. Spent like $50. I just I really went in for the cheese, but I ended up getting like a papaya and some mangoes and some goji berries, and what else did I get? Tea. Some of the tea I'm drinking right now, they sell Tulsi there, which is like one of my favorite teas. Organic India makes it. The turmeric ginger, very good. Tons. I take tons of turmeric, and that's what even the cardiologist said. You can put as much stuff in your body to take inflammation out, but cigarettes are always rubbing in your. She's a cardiologist. I get it, and that's I think kind of like it absolutely sent my anxiety. So from Friday till like Friday and Saturday, I was just not in. And even parts of yesterday, I just was like in a tense state. Thinking, because all those symptoms are heart attack symptoms. Jaw tightness, neck tightness, discomfort down the throat, shoulders, arms, dry mouth occasionally, sweats, and I had them for days and days and days and days. And even saying it out loud, it's like, well, wouldn't you just go and, the cardiologist put me in an EKG. They said, it was fine. But again, that's just them checking for like a minute. Of course, your brain starts going like, well, what if, I think we all get it. You drive yourself crazy. I'm going to wrap this video up soon. So basically what I'm saying is I feel better. That's the update. I guess I'm just babbling here. On the path of going full on vegan and no smoking and all that kind of stuff and trying to get healthy. And again, I'm not judging anyone who does any of those things. It's like, 48 hours ago, I was smoking cigarettes and up till an hour ago eating cheese. But it's all about steps and going getting more healthy, making healthy choices and trying to heal the mind, the body, and the spirit, And I just feel like this is the right path for me. I question it. I do question it. Like, am I doing all this just because of anxiety? Am I changing my health just because of anxiety? Just because, everything's because of anxiety, because of anxiety, because of anxiety. And it makes me question a lot of things. Am I doing this because of anxiety? Is this my reaction because of anxiety? And sometimes it is. It's not a lie. Sometimes it is. I've quit smoking, like the last time I quit smoking was just out of sheer fear. This time was fear, but it was more like, what, I know I need to quit. I'm going to quit. Why not just make it now? Why not just get ahead of this thing? 34 years old. I want to live to be fucking, I want to live as long as I can. I don't want to be dead at 40 or even 50 or 60. I mean, I want to live, and I want to just, that's it. That's it. It's that simple. I just want to make it. Nobody wants to die, but I mean, I want to just. I still have shit. I assume I still have. I do the poetry stuff, right? There was a poet a couple weeks ago at one of the events I went to who said something. Don't die with your song still inside of you. That was a part of his poem. And I like that a lot. That's because I don't want to just keep living because like, oh, I think at the end of something and in 20 years things will be better, in 10 years, in 50 years. This like unattainable thing you're chasing after. That's kind of sucks. You want to be in the moment, enjoy the life you have now and accept it. There was a quote I liked, I found a couple months ago. It's accept your fate or be destroyed by it. I like that. However, I know that I was being destroyed by my fate. Wherever my fate was in the moment, just was crushing me. That's what anxiety is. So I like that quote, and I kind of think about it almost every day. Don't die with your song still inside of you. And what he meant, of course, it's whatever the thing is you think you want to do, or you think you should do, or you think about all the time, etc. Just, don't keep brushing it off. I'll do it tomorrow, next day, soon, 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 soon. We always say soon. Soon never comes, ever. So, do it now. And that's why I make these videos. That's why I go to the poetry stuff. That's why I take guitar lessons. I try to keep myself positively distracted. And for the most part, it's great. Anxiety is very strong, and it is with me. And I'm practicing acceptance, and I'm practicing mindfulness. For me, it's not an exact science, and I have road bumps, speed bumps, and that was one of them. That's why I started recording again. I wanted to start recording again, but I was just busy. But once I went through this last week or so of rough anxiety, I was like, yeah, I definitely need to, get back on this, because I talk to myself often. I have been recording some audio ones, which you can check out. The link to my Podbean is down below. Check it out if you want to. They're different from these recordings. It's just when I'm driving, I would just record, because it's much easier for me just to record into my headphone mic and then just upload that right to Podbean. Put a little description. It's very, it's no editing. I'm just throwing it up there, and so you check those out. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. I wasn't babbling and rambling too much. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought. If you can relate or whatever it is. And, of course, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being my subscribers and sticking around all these last few months when I was kind of like in hiatus world. And thank you for any new people who have subscribed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.